Yes guys, what's going on people? Welcome back to my personal channel. Welcome back to another review for you guys today. Games are coming thick and fast now, but thank God we beat Sevilla 4-0 a few days ago, because it means the next game after this game means absolutely nothing. It's Chelsea versus Leeds as our next game in the Premier League. It's a renewal of an old rivalry. The older Chelsea fans will know this rivalry is dating back to a 1970 FA Cup final replay, so I had to go and get the centenary kit on for this game as well. But I'm looking forward to this one. 2,000 fans will also be back at Stamford Bridge for the first time since March, and hopefully they will be able to give the team the little kick up that they need, although we probably would say that they don't even need it at this point. They're unbeaten in 12 games, unbeaten in 15 in the space of 90 minutes as well. We're all firing on all cylinders, and I think this is a perfect game for fans to return back to. But we're going to be delving into everything Chelsea versus Leeds in this preview. We're going to be going through team news, suspensions, score predictions, and what both teams are looking like going into this match. So stay tuned, hit that like button, press that subscribe button, press that bell notification button as well. And without further ado, let's go straight into the Chelsea versus Leeds preview. Chelsea welcome back an old enemy to Stamford Bridge for the first time in 2004 when Leeds United make the trip down south. It's also the first time that Stamford Bridge is going to be open to fans, with 2,000 fans taking up the West Stand and Shed Lower for the first time since March this year, which is the longest drought I've been without going to a football game in at least 6 or 7 years. But also for me, this drought will continue. I know there's a couple of you guys that are going to be asking if I'm going to be at the game, if I'm going to be doing a match day vlog. Sorry you guys, I did not make the ballot. And also want to throw the disclaimer out right now, seeing as Chelsea fans will not be able to go to another game after they've got their first ticket through the ballot until every other season ticket holder has attended a game, I'm going to play this one smart, and I'm not getting a ticket for the next few months, because I'm going to let that ballot go down a little bit, let the amount of fans still able to get a ticket go down for a little bit, go get a ticket around March or April for one of the last few games of the season, where it's going to be a lot easier for me to get a ticket. And hell, if we win the league, I might try and get the last game of the season so I can go watch Chelsea lift the league. But I'm definitely not cashing in my ticket right now, because if I can only go to one game this season, sorry, I am not cashing this one in through December. I really want to go to a Chelsea game. It's been ages, but I'm waiting. I'm going to play the patient game if I can only go to one game. There's going to be a lot more tastier fixtures as the Premier League season progresses. And hell, maybe even if the Champions League season continues to progress, I might end up using my ticket for that. I'll let you guys know whenever I finally make it through the ballot and get a ticket, but I will not be at Chelsea v Leeds. I won't be at Chelsea v Krasnodar either. It'll probably be safe to say I'm not going to a Chelsea game for the rest of 2020 either. But we move. I'll still be doing the watch-alongs, still be doing the live phone-in, so you lot can check that one out on Blues Fans TV. The reviews will still be dropping on Carefree Lewis G, so you know where to find me anyways. And fans being back for the first time, I know the Chelsea players will be looking forward to it. It will give them that extra push needed in that match as well, but I think need is a bit too much to say as well. I don't think Chelsea need that extra push, especially the way we've been playing. The unbeaten streak has now risen to 12 games, and we are getting this close to rivaling The Undertaker for his streak. We're also 15 games unbeaten if you take into account that it's only been 90 minutes per game. There's 12 games unbeaten if you count the Spurs game. If you count it in the space of 90 minutes, we've been unbeaten since the second match day of the season. So Chelsea have been firing on all cylinders and winning 4-0 away at Sevilla with 9 different rotations against the Europa League champions in their own backyard. It was such a massive flex to the squad, and Chelsea are going to be filled with so much confidence and so much belief going into this Christmas period, because our entire squad looks strong. We could rotate any player that we want at this point, and I actually could back them to have a good performance, except maybe in goal. But the other 10 areas of the pitch, if we made a rotation, I would actually be able to stand by whichever rotation that we put in, and that is a sign of Premier League champions, or potential Premier League champions. If you want to be able to go the distance, you need to be able to have a strong squad. You need to be able to have strong players that you can rely on whenever one of your other first team players drops out injured. That's been something that we have struggled to have over the last few years. Our plan B options have been horrendous. We are not saying that anymore. Every position looks strong. Even left back with Emerson's performance on Wednesday against Sevilla. He even looks like he might potentially be back to his best. I will only say that one quietly because, I mean, we've been sold too many false dreams by both our left backs. But I will give him credit and I'll give him positivity where the positivity deserves it. It has been a great few months to be a Chelsea fan, and we're hoping those great few months continue as well. Frank Lampard as well will want Chelsea to continue their dominance against the Leeds side that even in his short managerial career, he has had a lot of controversy against over the last year and a half. From Spygate to the Championship playoffs to now with the renewal of the Chelsea-Leeds rivalry. There's always something notable whenever Frank Lampard faces up against Leeds United, and this game will not be any different. The return of fans will only serve to add a little bit of fire to the match, because we can actually add a little bit of tribalism to some Chelsea games, which is finally, because if you looked at the Spurs game last week, that was way too friendly. I mean, it was a great tactical game from both sides, but I missed the tribalism, I missed the anger, I missed a little bit of the hate for both sides that we usually see in both games. And I was kind of wishing we'd see fans in that sort of match as well, but that game's in the past now. We do just have to face on the team that's ahead of us. And Leeds, even though they're around the mid-table sides, even though we have a much stronger team than them, we can't afford to underestimate Leeds United. I think this is the first team that we're going to be facing in the Premier League since we switched from the 4-2-3-1 to the 4-3-3 formation that actually presses high and actually presses forward against us, which is something that we haven't really faced yet. We faced teams like Burnley, we faced teams like Krasnodar, we faced teams like Sheffield United, Tottenham Hotspur, Newcastle. All these teams don't press us. Leeds United are going to be the first team that we face that are actually going to press us on the ball, and I am very interested to see how this team fares out against a team that's going to face us with a much different mindset to the way half the other teams have faced us. I've been very for this formation so far. I've always had the idea of if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and the same thing goes to this formation as well. This is a big test though, because we're facing a team that isn't going to give us time on the ball. We're going to face a team that is strong on the press and twice as strong on the counter press as well, and quick to counter attack. And Bielsa is a very meticulous manager, and his style of play is a little bit similar to the way Chelsea set out as well. Both teams play with a high press. Both teams are quick on the counter press, like I've already said as well. Both teams are also bold in the way they attack, so it's going to be very interesting to see how both teams fare out. There will definitely be goals in this game. There might be a few mistakes in this game as well. For all the people who have said that I'm a Kante hater and I keep chatting too much shit about N'Golo Kante, even though he's been balling out in the DM position, this is the sort of game I've been looking forward to see. I want to see how N'Golo Kante fares in a lone DM role against a strong pressing side. If he balls out and has one of the man of the match performances tomorrow, I can put my hands up in the air on this channel. I will come on here, hold my L with pride and be like, cool, you know what? I was wrong. N'Golo Kante can ball out in this lone DM role. We don't need to worry too much about getting another DM. We're sorted, we're happy. This is the sort of fixture I'm waiting for. Please, I'm hoping and praying N'Golo Kante balls out in this game as well, but that's where I'm relying on, and that's also, in my opinion, is where the game could be won or lost. Like we said already, Leeds can't be underestimated. In their last 5 games, they've won 2, they've lost 2, and they've drawn 1 as well against Arsenal. So it's really a case of what Leeds United side show up. And even though I do think it's going to be a tough game in the sort of way that we're facing something completely different to what we faced in recent weeks, I also do think we should be beating Leeds United. If they play in a similar style of play to us, it shouldn't really mean too much. Fact is, we score more goals than Leeds United. Fact is, we concede less goals than Leeds United. They've kind of shored up their backline in recent games, but again, it's the question of whatever Leeds United show up, so we really do have to wait and see. And also with Chelsea, we can rest easy knowing that we don't have to worry about our next game. That Krasnodar game means absolutely nothing now that we've won 4-0 at Sevilla, because we qualified as group winners, so we can play most of our strong team. And moving on into the team news, most of our players are fit. The only real doubt that we have going into this game is Ben Chilwell, who may be a doubt, but we also might see him play or feature in this match anyway, because he won't be playing in the Krasnodar game. So other than that, all our players are fit, so nothing to worry about from our end. Leeds United, though, they have Diego Llorente back available after a groin injury, but it's still up to Bielsa whether he chooses to play him or not. While Pablo Hernandez and Jamie Shackleton are still a doubt for this game. So only a few players out for both sides, but not too much to worry about. Both teams still have most of their starting 11 fit to play. Moving on into the starting lineup, or my predicted lineup for this game. In goal, Edouard Mendy. I don't need to speak too much on it. Edouard Mendy starts. At right back, we're going to go for... Azpilicueta had a good game, but I'm still going to put Reece James back into the starting lineup. Azpilicueta is more likely to start the Krasnodar game anyway, and Reece James has been balling out on that right-hand side all season and genuinely looks like the best left-back in the league by a country mile. So Reece James has to start. He has to continue that form as well. Two centre-backs, there won't be any change here. Thiago Silva and Kurt Zouma will both return to the starting lineup after being rested against Sevilla. They'll both be fit, fresh and ready to fire and keep another clean sheet. So I will be happy with that. In fact, we're going to have a fully rested back four going into this game, because even though Ben Chilwell is a doubt, I still see him starting this game, especially with the rest that he had on Tuesday. So we're going to slot Ben Chilwell back into this game at left back 2. And in that lone DM role, we are going to go for N'Golo Kante. And like I said, big game for N'Golo. I am looking forward to see how he fares off against Leeds. Please, please, I want to see a man of the match performance from him. Because if I see that against a pressing side, that's all I need to drop this belief that I don't think N'Golo Kante can play in the lone DM role against a pressing side just yet. So wait and see till Saturday. I hope to God I'm wrong, but N'Golo Kante starts in a lone DM role. As our two attacking 8s, I do think the thing with Leeds and the way that they press is that they're also going to leave space in behind. So I'm going to go for Mateo Kovacic and Kai Havertz as our two attacking 8s, because I want someone a bit more attack-minded and a bit more stronger in the final third, which is what Kai Havertz can bring. And Mateo Kovacic, who is simply impressible, and this game just screams Mateo Kovacic, so there's no way he should be rested for this match either. So they'll both be my two attacking 8s. Yes, Mason Mount gets a bit of a rest, but there's 4 banging midfielders right now who are in contention for 3 spots. Someone's going to have to miss out, and in my opinion, in this game, it does have to be Mason Mount. As the 3 up front, I think Olivier Giroud is a bit of a tricky one. Like, I'd start him for this match, but I also wouldn't put it against Frank Lampard if he didn't start him in this match. He started him against Krasnodar. Fact is, Olivier Giroud has 4 goals in the Champions League so far. No, in fact, he has 5 goals in the Champions League. Already, he is seriously looking at that Champions League Golden Boot race. And Krasnodar is an easy game to stat pad, if we're being real about it. But also, same way, if he starts against Krasnodar, he's not starting this game. I've put him to start this match. I wouldn't be against it if he didn't start this match, because that does mean he's just going to have a nice little stat pad session on Tuesday against Krasnodar. But it's either him or Tammy to start up front. We're going to have Timo Werner come off the left, because I do want to see that Giroud and Timo Werner link up. And on the right hand side, we're going to go for Hakim Ziyech, because I do see Hudson-Odoi continuing his run of starting the Champions League game, and it's also an easy game for him to continue to build confidence in that sort of match. So that's my starting lineup. My score prediction for you guys is going to be a 3-2, maybe 3-1, something like that. There's definitely going to be goals for both sides. If we keep a clean sheet, I'm going to be ultimately gassed in this game. But guys, that's the end of my preview. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Carefree Lewis G. Let me know your thoughts, predictions down in the comment section below. Take care, and up the Chelsea.